Hello, Meiklejohn artists. I hope you are ready and you've been waiting to do some glass art. Today, our focus is radial design. Radial design is any design that starts from the center and goes out to the edge. What this does for the viewer is when we look at a piece, we will start at the edge naturally, and the radial design will draw us into the center. A cool thing about radial designs is that they can be symmetrical or asymmetrical. So keep that in mind as you're coming up with your radial design today. Our key words, of course, are radial balance and also design solutions. We have some challenges. I don't want to say we are limited, but we have some challenges with some of the supplies we are working with. So it's your job as an artist to find solutions for these challenges and make this medium work for you. Here is what you will get in your tray today. You will get a star of the show piece, a little dichroic glass. We have the glass flakes. We have the glass noodles. We have the nugs or the nuggets. The noodles and the flakes you guys can break with your fingers very easily, but the nuggets, do not try to break them. You will cut yourself. They are thicker pieces and they really are just like little nuggets. And then frit is our last piece of glass, type of glass we'll be working with, and it is like sand, little tiny pieces of glass. Here's what you will get today at your table when you get back to your seat. You will get a pencil, a silver Sharpie, a couple sticky notes. One we will use for a glue pad and one we will use for your name. You will get your base piece that looks like this, and then of course you will get your plate that is numbered and has your table color on it for you to use. We are not sharing any glass. What you have in your plate is what you're going to work with and come up with design solutions for. Okay, so step one of our glass piece, because our focus is creating a radial balanced design, is to create a radial balanced design. Looking at these three choices, the star, the bullseye, or the spiral, decide what direction you want to start in. And I say start because we have to start simple and then we can get more complex as we go. On the back side of this, which is actually my front side, I had my design waiting. You can see that I used a combination of the bullseye and the sunburst for my design. Now this design could change as I go. Just keep an open mind because art many times will bring different challenges to you as you go, and you have to come up with additional design solutions. Okay? I have taken my silver Sharpie. This silver Sharpie will burn off in the kiln, but if you are concerned about it not burning off and showing through, because it definitely would not stay silver, it would probably turn more brown, you can draw your design and really you can see through this glass. So you could draw it on the back side and then flip it over and use this side as your top side. Okay, but for today, I am going to use the silver. I'm not concerned about it, so we can get started. Now, I am going to start with my little glue pad. Oh, man. Oh, whoopsie. Well, that was fun. All right. I am going to start. My video didn't stop, so hey, good times. With my glue pad and pencil. I use these to put on little pieces, or I take it and I'll put a little glue right on here. We do want to watch the amount of glue that we put on because we don't want it to turn brown. It will, if we have a lot of glue showing, it will turn brown and show burnt marks after we fire it. All right, I'm going to make my star piece in the center. Now, here's some of the challenges that I have. But I think I've already thought of a few great solutions. Some of you might be thinking, ooh, I would really like to have this solid, totally filled in with something. Well, you have different pieces that you can do that with. You could do that with flakes because you can overlap and layer them as they fill a space. You could do that with noodles, but as you can see, those are better for linear designs or if you're having rays come out. So that wouldn't be an option to fill this space. The nuggets could be a good option. Maybe I can think of a pattern if I don't have all the colors I need to totally fill in that space. Or the frit might be a good option as well. The frit we're going to do last, so we will talk a little bit more about that later. All right, so I am going to try some of my nugs and my flakes. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my glue, and then I am going to start to place my flakes. Now really, this is like a glass mosaic because we're taking small pieces of glass and we're using it to create a bigger picture. So any mosaic is when you take smaller pieces to make a big final product. Tile mosaics are usually something we reference when we talk about mosaics, but I guess this is a glass mosaic. And you can see those are filling quite nicely in that space. Now I can take some of my nugs here. I just like to say nugs. My nugs, I was going to put a little glue that way, but that was pretty risky because if it comes out and I have too much glue, then that can be another problem that I have to find a solution for. I like these little nuggets because they're thick, but they really can fill, because they're odd shape, they can really kind of fill that space up. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to keep working on this. I do need a little bit more glue. Remember, this glue is just to hold it in place so we can get it from our tray to the kiln. Once it's fired, it all fuses together, so no glue needed after that point. All right. Yeah, I'm liking how that's looking. I think I'm going to go back to yellow, or maybe I'll find a different color. Now, a couple things I want to show you with the noodles. The noodles, instead of putting your glue down because they're so thin, I like to stick them in the glue. Sometimes I just put a little on each end and then lay them in place. That one wanted to stick to my hand. Now you can see you have to have a lot of patience when you're doing this process. Have some wipes nearby because sometimes you get glue on your fingers and it wants to stick to you instead of the glass piece. So have some wipes handy. It's sticking to me. Okay, now we have 2 days to work on this glass piece. So take your time to achieve your best. And be open to where this may take you. All right. I think we're at a good starting place. Our focus on radial design, making our medium and the different types of glass work for you and your design, and keeping an open mind to make this radial design come alive. I can't wait to see what you guys do, and maybe I'll add more to this so when you see me tomorrow, I'll have even more of this design completed. All right. Oh, wait. Before I go, I want to show you guys how we use frit. Frit is something that we will bring in at the end. And so obviously, I'm not at the end yet. But frit is a great one to apply your glue first. And then sprinkle it over the top. Just like that. It holds it in place. And it's great for little details. I love that this is glass that is not going to cut or hurt you. You do have to be careful though. It can, some of those flakes can get a little testy and they might move on you and poke your finger. So we do have to still be careful with those. All right, so that's your last one, Frit. All right, can't wait to see what you guys do.